Let's step in to project 03-08 and take a look at our timeline. Now, this is the timeline that we created in an earlier movie where we actually overwrote everything down to the primary storyline. It looks very nice, but it doesn't quite do what I need it to do. I want to be able to group a bunch of clips together so I can either move them as a section or put a video filter on it to change the color of the scene to give it a certain mood. If I didn't group them together, I'd have to put that same filter on every single one of the clips. And if the producer or my client comes back and says, can you tweak it a little bit, I have to find each one and make the same adjustment. Very time-consuming and very frustrating. By grouping them together, I can do it all in one fell swoop. To group a set of clips, you can simply select them and right-click and say Create New Compound Clip. And as you see, the keyboard shortcut is Option G, as in Group. Now, it's going to ask you to name this clip, so let's go ahead and say 03-08 Compound Clips. Clip is not really what I want. We'll call it Compound Clips Grouped. And I'm going to say OK, and I can store this in any event, but by default, it stores it in the event that it came from, so we're going to store it here in Event Part 1. Now, it appears as if we have a single clip, and I can go ahead and put a filter on this, or perhaps I just want to shrink down all of this footage and create a picture-in-picture so I can watch it with a credit roll to the left. I simply select what appears to be a single clip, go over to my filter menu, and I want to pick a basic look to stylize this. Now, this is really early in the morning, and I want it to feel a lot cooler and distant. And there's a great filter that I discovered, and if you just type in steel, it's called Cold Steel, and I'll drop that directly on this entire scene. And now if I look at the scene, it has this really cool blue tone. But again, it's a little bit over the top. I don't want to be this dramatic. So let's go up into my inspector and select how much of this effect I want to see. And I'm going to just pull it back to about, 65, 70%. You can look at it subjectively. The next thing I want to do is I want to protect the skin tones. I don't want the skin to go blue, just the rest of the scene. So I'm going to go ahead, and if you notice as I pull this to the right, skin tones now come back. And I'm pretty good. I can tweak this a little bit. If I want, I can scrub through to see what it looks like. I think I'm going to have a little less blue. I'll bring it down to about 60. And I can go ahead and hit play. And as you can see, it gives a completely different feel to the scene, adding to the drama, adding to the distance, and also creating that sense of early morning. Now, you might be afraid that if you group a set of clips, you're locked in and you can't change them. That's not the case at all. As a matter of fact, if I double-click on any compound clip, I can actually step inside that group and do any edit I want. I can replace the scene, I can make scenes longer or shorter, I can work with the audio, and then when I'm done, I can simply step back into my original show and I'm good to go.